Hello and welcome to another Skaredcast tournament in review. This time, we go to the World Championships of Warhammer Atlanta. It is the end of the 2025 competitive season. Let's dive in.
The Dark King.
Hello and welcome to another tournament in review. We're going to take a look at the list that I'm going to take to the World Championships of Warhammer in Atlanta. Then we're going to break down the games that I played. And then we're coming back to the studio and I'm going to tell you what I learned about my list, the competition, and overall how I did. So first, let's take a look at the list itself. I cannot wait. This has been the culmination of an entire year of working towards this. We're going to do 2 videos in the series. One will be this tournament in review. The second will be another video where I recap my entire year of the ITC, the International Tournament Circuit, the trips that I did, the competition, where I placed, my preparation, the whole journey. But let's take a look at this specific tournament. Here we have 2,000 points of Reaper's Wager using the new Drukhari Codex. Now, the list will be down in the description below, but this is the list that I'm going to take to the World Championships of Warhammer. I've got a big unit of 6 Reaver jet bikes, 2 units of 3 Reaver jet bikes, a unit of 5 Hellions, 10 Witches, Lilith Hesprax, 5 Incubi with a Shrine, the Archon with an Agonizer, Malice, 10 Cabalite Warriors, a large group of 10 Mandrakes, a smaller group of 5 Mandrakes, 1 unit of 5 Carbine Scourge with a Shredder, 2 units of Gun Scourge, 1 with 4 Haywire Blasters and 1 with 4 Dark Lances, a unit of 2 Chronos with all the upgrades, a Raider, and 3 Venoms. Of course, as well, we have a Solitaire to help me do the wager and flip it back and forth. Overall, this list is essentially one that I feel would be very flexible into a lot of different armies in the meta right now in Warhammer 40k. So the big Reaver Jetbike unit should be able to put a lot of pressure on the enemy early on. I should be able to do a load of move blocking and scoring objectives with the small units of Reavers and the Hellions. The Archon with the Agonizer should combo quite nicely with the devastating wounds against infantry. For the Incubi, really against Admech and things like Eldar. Malice is really cool. I think she's an auto take in pretty much every list. A large unit of Mandrakes is a nice experiment to do some damage later and mid-game. And then, of course, the Carbine Scourge ready to soup them up and make my opponent have to screen out 6 inches. Then I've got the Chronos in a team of Chronos. This is mainly to deal with things like Recon Guard and Admech because they are very, and Gene Seal, they're very, very good into those matchups. Venoms to split everybody and carry everybody around, and of course a versatile Raider that gives me a lot of different options for the Witches as well as the Cabalite Warriors in this detachment. So let's go to Atlanta. Let's play 8 games of Warhammer, and then let's come back and I'll explain what I will have learned.
We started with pods. That's right. We had a 24-player pod with some of the best players in the world, including Liam VSL. We registered for the event. It was a fantastic time with everybody there, and you can see just the hall was enormous. Now, we did have a awesome Airbnb. We ended up playing some Magic with the crew. There's Dan from the Red Dragon and a bunch of the other guys like Jeremy and Will Paul. And the rounds were just great. They gave us all a challenge coin, and we were ready to go. It is such an awesome time. There was like 402 players at the championship, each person with a golden ticket. Now, a huge shout out to Dan, of course, from the Red Dragon, without whom I wasn't able to do this. So thanks to you, buddy. Now, let's take a look at the 8 games. Now, I lost my first round into Tyranids. Then I played into Eldari and won that one. I won into Hugo with Blood Angels from Team France. Then I lost into Space Marines, which was Xavi from Team Mexico. Huge shout out to him. Then I was 2-2, which means that I went into the 2-2 bracket 4 more games. Day 3, I won both my games. I played Hugo a second time. And then I played David, who ended up getting second best overall. I did end up losing into Kirk's Tyranids for my day 4, and he did go and end up winning the 2-2 bracket. Last but not least, the last game was against Rasmus and his Necrons. Very close game. Won it 84-74. And with that, I had done better than last year, 5-3. Ended up about 137th out of 400 players. And I learned so much.
And we're back in the studio. Oh my goodness, what a wild ride that was. First round loss was a heartbreaker, and then I lost another in the group, 2-2 bracket, lost one in the semi-final game of the event. And there you have it. I went 5-3, better than last year. Fell short of my goal. I did not achieve the goal that I wanted to, didn't podium in the competitive track. I was 6th best in the world. So a very good result. I'm still very proud of all the work I did, and I will break that down in the video that I'll do, explaining and sort of like chronicling the entire year. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Huge shout out to the Red Dragon, without whom none of this would have been possible. Make sure you check the link down below for the Red Dragon store using the code, the Patreons. Thank you so much. So let's take a look at the list and go over what I learned, because I will tell you, I learned a lot from playing against some of the best players in the world at the toughest 40k tournament that there probably ever is in terms of singles, since everybody there has golden tickets and everything. So let's take a look at the list, what I learned, what I would change, and hopefully you can use this knowledge in the future. So let's dive right in. Number 1, there is a couple of things that I feel that I have to say. Malice I used by herself in almost every single game, and she runs awesome by herself, so I wouldn't actually put her in a unit like ever. Secondly, the Archon with the Agonizer I felt was a complete letdown. I feel like I needed the Huskblade in more often games than not. The Agonizer was a cool little experiment, didn't really work out. I think the Huskblade Soul Trap will be the way to go for me in the future. Big unit of jet bikes was good some games, not so good other games. I don't think I need 6 jet bikes, which means I will probably end up dropping 3 of these jet bikes in this list specifically and running 3 squads of 3. The Incubi were all talk and no bang. They did okay, but I don't think I need them in the list. So they're coming out as well. The Archon's probably going to go with the 5 Cabalites with guns, to get free grenade strat and everything. So I think that's going to be a combo. Malice runs by herself. I've got 5 just ready to rock and roll. I love this unit. I love that unit. I'm not sure about this unit, so I'm probably going to take them out for now. Maybe come back later when they become a little bit less. Other than that, everything else was pretty good. The Kronos, I need to split into 2 units of 1. So they're going to be split, and that's going to be the core. So I've dropped the Carbine Scourge, I've dropped the Incubi, I've dropped 3 Reaver jet bikes. So what do I do with those points? Oh, another thing, I didn't really need the 3rd Venom. The 3rd Venom was a little redundant, so I feel like we can get rid of that as well. I really wanted the Archon with the Agonizer to work. Oh well, it is what it is. It was a cool experiment. Well, let's go ahead and change his War Gear loadout and put a Huskblade on the Archon with a Soul Trap. You know what? I was doing the points, and the Raider, I think it's something that we could definitely replace. I need the 15 points there. Then I'm going to give the Archon the Arc Raider enhancement. I really like the idea of like being able to rush up and do some damage. And because I fought lots of monsters, and I really need things to kill monsters, I added another unit of a Darklance Scourge. I feel like 3 Gun Scourge, 2 Darklance, 1 Haywire would be absolutely perfect. And the last thing to add is not 1, but 2 more units of Hellions. That's right. I feel like with this list, multiple small units, especially small units of Hellions, would be great. So taking a look at the list, the revamped list will be linked down below. But you've got 3 units of Reaver jet bikes, 3 units of Hellions, 5 strong, 1 unit of Witches with Lilith, 1 unit of Cabalites, an Archon with a Huskblade, Malice, 3 units of Gun Scourge, 3 Venoms, 2 single Kronos, the Arc Raider enhancement on the Archon, a large unit of 10 Mandrakes and 1 of 5, and lastly, a Solitaire. And I feel like this will be a much more robust list for Reaper's Wager moving forward. And there you have it, folks. The list, the revamped, everything I learned. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Ask me questions. I'm going to be going over all of that stuff. I learned a lot. I ended up in like 130th out of the tournament. I was decent, 5-3 better than last year, but I did fall short of my goal. I did come top 10. 6 in the world. So make sure you stay tuned because we're going to be doing a full breakdown of the entire journey from setting it up, getting the Red Dragon sponsorship, going to the different events. I also have a really cool hobby project that I'm going to do to link it all together. So I'm really excited to share that all with you. Let me know what you think down below. And that's it. The World Championships in Atlanta. What a wild ride. And I'm very excited to have shared it with you. Thanks a lot for all your support. Huge shout out to the channel Patreons without whom none of this is possible. All the links, of course, down below, and I'll see you on the next video. I've been Skari, your grateful host, signing off until next time. Skari out. The Dark Kin. Bye, everybody.